That respect should be mutual. Since we've been dealing and going through it, this guy over here decided he no longer wanted to wear his ring.
So if it was a question from Yandy about your ring, what would your answer be to?
It looks like Yandy may have lost out in her fight to keep her family because of rumors that Mendy is sick of having to call her wife because he has finally returned to the love of his life, Erica, and that some people may have already gotten married. It's also undeniable that Yandy's actions have complicated the whole situation. Circumstance, the only thing keeping Yandy in that marriage is her pride, and now that Mendy has moved in with Amick, she has completely lost it. She has not only called out men like this for hurting her feelings, but she's also strongly telling Erica to leave her man or it will be on sight.
Listen, I don't know what to say, man. I feel that we are in a dark place. It's been going on for a while now.
After all the effort and sacrifice she made while he was in prison, Yandy would finally be able to enjoy her marriage. She was committed to making their marriage work and even sought treatment to address problems in their relationship. But as they say, when he was free from prison earlier this year after doing time for drug-related charges, Yandy did everything she could to keep the family strong, standing firm, and dealing with it alone with men's support, since once a cheater, always a cheater.
I feel like in Mendeecees, where if he builds me up too much, he'll think like I'm too big-headed, and then I'll just feel like I don't want to be with him or I'll leave.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think you're absolutely wrong, and that is not actual facts.
I could get an award from one of the top Black organizations. I can.
Let me ask a simple question.
But it might be like,
I never say congratulations.
But it might be like, yo, congrats on that. Versus,
yo, what? I don't even talk like that. First of all,
exactly,
I never even talk like that. Dad, you can humanize me. What are you talking about?
What, you guys? What would be better is if it was.
Yeah, all right, I'm ready for this scene to be over. This is getting dumb. For real, we going in circles now, and matter of fact, I don't even want to talk about that no more. Just say, I don't never give you compliments, so
We all know that the reason Yandy and Erica have been at odds for years is because Mendeecees has failed to set limits with Erica. In case you missed it, he decided to move on to Yandy's biggest stop, Erica, instead of giving her the love she deserves for holding the family together.
Completely denied Yandy. He said that this girl was crazy, that this woman was his in to the music industry, that this wasn't his woman. I had nothing to worry about. And she continuously came around and sat outside in the car crying in the rain and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I mean, something's going on. This lady's...
Despite knowing that he is still seeing Erica and is not being entirely honest with her, the lady has been living in denial about the state of her marriage for a long time. Her pride and conceit continue to make her feel as though she is the only woman he is still seeing. According to Samantha, Erica was one of the few women who men actually loved in the world, and he showed his love for her by pretending as though her marriage is great. But we all know that it isn't, because Erica was with them long before Yandy entered the picture. Erica said that she and M had lived together, had matching passports, had gone on holidays, and had even met his entire family. She was loyal to him and even assisted in caring for his first child when his mother, Samantha, wasn't around. Insiders claim that after he dumped them, Yandy left their house and moved in with Erica to continue their connection. If we're being completely honest, I don't think Yandy deserves the abuse she's getting from him, because she held this man down and corrected everything. Despite his marriage to Yandy, he maintained contact with Erica. They were married while traveling to Cancun, and he told her that he was married out of duty rather than love without hesitation. He even admitted that if their positions had been inverted, she had no right becoming engaged in baby mama drama, enduring disrespect from an ENVUI mother, and working endlessly to care for his children. He would never have held her down or supported the family the way she did for him.
If the roles were reversed, would you hold me down?
If the shoes was on the other foot, I don't know what I will be able to do.
And that's a problem. So, Mendeecees finally admitted that he doesn't know if he would have stayed if the roles were reversed, and that's so hurtful because people have said to me, you doing all this, would he do that for you? And I've always combated with, yeah.
Sinfully stating to her in person that he wouldn't have held her down if the roles had been reversed showed that he no longer respected and loved Yandy. But if we're being honest, some show watchers were aware of this coming. According to inside sources, he went to pick up the child since they understood that he only needed her to get his feet on the ground and achieve financial security. He also has a child with Erica, so she will always be a part of his life until the child reaches adulthood. Renewed their romance a month after he was freed from prison. I began having romances with her, and although Yandy suspected everything, she was living in denial and frantically trying to preserve her marriage. In return, she has been lying to Erica about how little her son was. More than a damaged infant, and that she served as a conduit for money. However, because Erica believes that Yandy is at fault for their breakup, she seized the opportunity to insult Yandy when he proposed marriage.
10 months behind me, you're the go behind.
And it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. Just like anything that I hear about you, it doesn't matter. You have to just own up to where you are in life and what it is. That man has never claimed you. You ain't never been nothing but a slide. That man has never said you were his girlfriend to anyone.
We got matching passports with the same stamps, vacations. Way back 2004. I put cars, apartments in my name for him.
That's what slides do.
We have the same address legally still to this day.
No,
but
you
go
don't.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, you don't, and you never have.
Actually, I do, boo-boo. I knew Yandy was gonna be on some bullshit because she was running her mouth, as usual, so I came with my receipt. Mendeecees and I traveled the world together, had apartments together.
A source claims that even though MD and Erica were still legally married, Yandy recognized that something was amiss when he began acting distant. Yandy has criticized M. Kai Shad and urged him to cease speaking to Erica except in. Since M has shown the world that he has moved on and that his heart is no longer in it, Yandy has also written strong messages to Erica alleging that she is trying to ruin their marriage by treating her like a baby mother. I will not lie. In my opinion, Yandy should get a divorce because the whole situation is complicated and doesn't even make sense for her. She can either move on from M and the problem with Erica, or she can work harder and fight for her marriage with M. Prevent her from being continuously humiliated by me. Fans responded to Yandy's criticism of M for leaving with Erica by saying that a married man's desire to leave is evident when he stops wearing his band, so Yandy should let him go. Do you think that Yandy should divorce M and end their relationship? He took her youth and was fighting for him like a civil rights activist. Yandy just needs to realize that when a man says and feels that you are to blame for everything, it's time to move on. Please leave your thoughts in the space provided below, and then watch the following video to see if you think they can still resolve this unhappy marriage. She did in for him, and he isn't trying to keep her down, nor are they trying to salvage the relationship. Years, but he doesn't give a damn about her. Yandy stood outside her home, gazing at her phone. As she read the message, her hands trembled. The words that seemed impossible at first were repeated over and over again in black and white. The mess had flooded with Erica, the man she had spent. Her thoughts raced back to all the promises Mendeecees had made that they would always remain united no matter what obstacles life threw at her. After years of raising a family, overcoming innumerable obstacles, and sticking by him through thick and thin, had left her for another woman. Even during M's darkest days when he was involved in legal matters, she had battled to keep their family together, and now she was dealing with the betrayal of a lifetime. The pain was excruciating, and she had a knot in her stomach that grew tighter with every second that went by. She had stood by him, unflinching and believing in their future, but it wasn't enough. She felt a wave of anger and disbelief as she tried to figure out how this all ended, with M's rushing off to get married. When Yandy could no longer contain her feelings for Erica, a woman she believed to be merely a phase in his life, she grabbed her keys, marched to her car, and drove to a neutral location. Her mind was racing with feelings that threatened to overwhelm her, and when she got there, she saw Despite the seriousness of what he had done, Mendeecees appeared remarkably composed as he stood close to his car. As Yandy got out of the car, she could feel the tension in the air and struggled to contain her tears as her heart raced and her emotions boiled over. She walked up to him. When the men realized what the hell was happening, she demanded in a furious voice, "Why would you do this to me, to us? How could you just run off with Erica like that?" Her words came out of her mouth like venom, each syllable brimming with the pain of betrayal messages. He stood there, arms crossed, his face unreadable, and he didn't appear especially guilty despite the tension. "Yandy, I found someone who understands me and has supported me when you haven't, so I need to move on. I didn't mean to hurt you," he said in a tone that, cold and disengaged. Yandy's world appeared to fall apart as she processed his words. How could he be so composed and certain of his choice while she was left feeling broken and doubting everything they had created together? As the argument went on, Yandy's thoughts strayed to the recollections of their time together, when their relationship was characterized by love and hope, when Mendeecees was her partner, and they began a life together from nothing, creating a family and a future, and in spite of the difficulties they had persevered, recalling the day they learned they were expecting their first child and the happiness it brought them. Of course, there had been quarrels, but each time they came back stronger. However, as the years went by, things started to shift. For a while, M's legal issues had caused them to fall apart, but Yandy had managed to keep their family safe. However, even she had her limits, and as time went on, M started to distance herself, making it difficult for Yandy to wonder if she had missed the warning signs. Maybe she didn't realize how long this had been simmering. As Yan demanded answers, the atmosphere grew more intense as M realized that the person she thought she knew had been slipping away and that her betrayal felt like the final blow to everything they had worked for. Greater M's posture changed, obviously uncomfortable. He had been avoiding the truth for too long. "Yandy, I apologize, but the truth is that I'm now married to Erica." He acknowledged this in a quiet yet firm voice, and the words pierced Yandy. She gazed at him in shock like a knife, not being able to comprehend what he was saying. "You married her?" Erica and I connected on a level that I never anticipated, but Yandy's voice cracked as she spoke, the shock and pain overwhelming her. I nodded, not looking into her eyes. "Level you and I simply no longer had, and I don't regret it because I couldn't deny what we had." Yandy tried not to cry as her chest constricted. She had given him everything, her heart, her soul, her trust, and now she had nothing left but the knowledge that he had gotten married. Erica. How could Mendeecees not even think about what he was throwing away as Yandy and I continued to have a heated argument? Someone that Yandy had always perceived as a danger to their relationship made her furious. Focus shifted to Erica's part in the narrative. Yandy had always. Despite my suspicions that she had hidden agendas, Erica gave me her side of the story in interviews and private moments, and he was there for me when I needed him. Erica told her close friend that we clicked on a level I had never encountered before. I gave him the freedom to be himself because he wasn't content with Yandy. The bond between them grew stronger over time, and Erica explained how she had been a support system for Mendeecees, particularly during his legal issues. Erica felt that marrying Mendeecees was the right decision. Required someone who could relate to him. Erica clarified that all that matters to her is that she loves him and he loves her, and she wasn't going to hold him to the past. She saw the marriage as a fresh start and an opportunity to start a life with the man she felt was meant for her. But for Yandy, the knowledge that Mendeecees had picked Erica over her hit was the ultimate betrayal. A woman who had once been an acquaintance now occupying her place in the life that Yandy had built with Mendeecees. Although Yandy is in excruciating pain, something inside of her. Despite the pain, it became clear to her that she couldn't continue to fight for a relationship that was already over. She took a deep breath, wiped away her tears, and decided to leave. She said in a steady voice, "I can't do this any more minutes." Despite the internal conflict. You've made your decision, and I'm done with him being unable to conceal his feelings, despite my best efforts. Looked at her with a look of acceptance and regret. Yandy, I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you, but I can't take back what's been done. As she turned away and walked out of the conversation with a painful but necessary finality, she realized that she had been clinging to a past that was no longer there and that it was time to build a future for herself and Erica's relationship. Even though Erica had always thought that Mies was the man of her dreams, she started to wonder if their relationship was based on the right foundation after realizing that Open wasn't as stable as it appeared and seeing how Yandy had responded. The basis, was it love, or was it merely a means for me to get away from the hurt of his relationship with Yandy? As she observed M's battle with his own guilt, Erica began to question the validity of their marriage, believing that M was still emotionally connected to his past. Unsure whether they were truly meant to be together or if Mies was just attempting to replace what he had lost after the emotional breakdown, Yandy found strength in herself and concentrated on her career, children, and personal recovery after realizing that her value was independent of others. To me, and that she could overcome the heartbreak in the quiet moments of introspection. Yandy realized that sometimes losing the people we love is necessary to fully discover who we are. It wasn't simple, and the pain would take time to subside, but she was resolved to rebuild. Mises would always be a part of her past, but he no longer defined her. She was stronger than ever, and her children, dreams, and future were her top priorities. It seems hopeless in Chila when Yandy Smith Harris and her partner M. Harris publicly talk about their relationship following many hardships. Things are getting real on a recent episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and the pair is currently in what Yandy describes as a depressing environment. Maybe the emotions were high when Yandy and Mem had a heart-to-heart. Via a video chat, Yandy begins by talking about a conversation she had with her girlfriend Rashida Frost and how her situation with Kirk reminded her of her own relationship. I was informed by Rashida that she wasn't taking adequate care of her own relationship despite her being out here helping everyone else. Yandy explained how it caused Kirk and Rashida to go through a difficult time. I simply don't want that for us. They came to a very depressing point after Yandy's response, and then N says to hit her with the authenticity. He confessed that they had already reached that dark place and that things had been this way for a moment. If this is how things will be going forward, honey, the tension is high because the two have been at odds. Let's face it, she has infertility issues. Have been observing how Yandy M and DC's relationship has encountered some significant obstacles, including her tragic decision to donate one of her eggs to her cousin, whom she views as a sister, and her desperate attempt to run for city council. It has been challenging when Mom discusses how Yandy's recent practice of making significant decisions without consulting me is the main reason for my lack of emotion, and horrible things have caused genuine tension. Mem made it apparent that Yandy wasn't expecting them to get to that point, so she gasped. Intending to dissolve her marriage, she insisted on continuing to emphasize that despite everything, including the conflict with his mother, the two other women with whom he has children, and M's 4-year drug sentence, she and M have been able to bring their family together. Together, they have 5 children, 2 from their previous relationships, 2 from their current relationship, and 1 they adopted during that well-known 2015 wedding special, and were accused of human trafficking. The couple finally got married in a recent Love and Hip Hop episode. When a producer questioned him about whether commitment was keeping him in the marriage more than love, he replied, "I'm chill, absolutely 1000%. If that wasn't shocking enough, he also acknowledged that there is a lot of tension in addition to a lot of affection. Countless, despite the fact that I'm not sure what it is, Yandy and M's relationship has always been a roller coaster with many ups and downs, struggles, and victories. Their story started as an unbreakable love between Yandy and Mises, who had a difficult past. Supporting him through it all, raising kids, navigating the highs and lows of fame, and even handling M's legal troubles. However, As M's previous affairs came back to light, the relationship began to deteriorate beneath this flawless exterior. Their specific relationship with Erica would have unthinkable consequences for their future. Yandy's world fell apart when she learned that Mies, the man she had fought for, had secretly proposed to Erica. It wasn't just the engagement, though. The betrayal that affected her the most when Yandy learned of this covert engagement, it destroyed her faith in their closeness. The revelation hit her like a ton of bricks, leaving her struggling to comprehend how Mies could do this to. Her feelings of betrayal, hurt, and rage swirled until she had a breakdown. Questioned her self-worth and the years she had invested in this relationship. The emotional toll on Yandy was great. She had invested so much into her. Friendship with Mendeecees not simply, emotionally but physically and mentally. She had always stood by him, supporting him through his darkest times, and now